curses and family curses and how to remedy them. There are certain concepts that I introduced in the first video that I think is very necessary for me to expound on. One of the things that I said is that many of you sisters have collected your family's Noliwuni, or star. And one of the things I realized is that I need to make sure that I talk a little more detailed surrounding the subject matter of the Noliwuni and the star, so you can understand what I mean by that. Many of you are familiar with nature and natural landscapes, whether you're dealing with mountains, valleys, rivers, different ecological landforms and landscapes. Well, many of you are familiar with the concepts that are spoken about in quantum mechanics or in these esoteric communities when they talk about the laws of vibration and movement. And in quantum physics, they describe particles and subatomic particles and the movement of those particles and the vibration of those particles, and how all things at that scale or that level are moving and vibrating very quickly. Well, the truth of the matter is that things are also moving that quickly, even on a larger scale. It's just somehow these esoteric communities have forgotten to talk about this particular subject matter, and that is the movement of the environment itself. So what I'm going to describe to you now is the movement of your environment, the movement of these landscapes and landforms that you see that appear to be stationary. But the truth of the matter is that they're moving very quickly. If you were to imagine a wheel and you were to spin the wheel with spokes, one of the things that you would notice is that the spokes on the wheel would begin to appear to become stationary, when in fact they're moving very quickly. Well, the same concept is taught in the traditional principles of Tim and Bukata. Tim, or Tima, means traditional medicine, roots, herbs, and magic. And Bukata, it means the world, soul, and the spirit powers of the earth. Within this traditional teachings that comes from the northern regions of Ghana, amongst the Dagomba people, it's taught that the environment and the environmental movement is very parallel to what has been explained in quantum mechanics. You see, the environment is moving so quickly that just like the spokes on the wheel, it appears to be stationary, but in fact it's moving very quickly. So quickly it's able to occupy spaces within your own being, within you. So there are many of you who talk about me and I. And what I'm explaining to you is that the concept of we and I is a collective whole. But that collective whole is comprised of a complexity of many individual units. And some of these individual units have their home and rest inside of you, but then also exist outside in nature. This is what I'm describing to you as far as collecting your star or your family star. Your family itself has a connection to nature. It has a connection to particular landforms and ecological environmental zones that they were raised in. And there are minds and mentalities that exist within these particular regions, locations, and points that exist around the earth, that exists in those regions, but then also exists inside of you.